Good morning. Or if you're on the East Coast, happy lunchtime. I like this. Gretchen, I saw you say, wonder what he'll paint today. And I got to say, I got a little surprise for you, but I don't know, you'll be happy or you'll be sad. I'm going to do something a little different today. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it is so wet right now. I mean, it's daytime, but it feels like it's like almost like nighttime outside. It's so cloudy and rainy. The clouds have just created a atmosphere of dusk for us here in the Northwest. So it's kind of crazy, I do want to show you guys real quick here what I am thinking about doing, because I don't want to keep you in suspense for too long. This is what we're going to do. Is I'm actually going to work on the painting that I did the other day, and I've got a couple other paintings here that need a little bit of work, like this one, for instance. I had against another painting like that. I don't know why I did it on accident, but it just kind of lifted off a couple places where the paint just stuck to the other painting. So I'm thinking that each one of these paintings I would like to do a little bit more work on. And I thought that today will be a touch-up day. Good to great touch-up. So that's what I'm thinking about. But let's see how you guys are doing today. How are you today? What is going on? Good morning from California. All right, I love it. Nira from Ohio. Good morning. Lunch on the East Coast and snowing. Oh man, crazy. Good morning from Wisconsin with 6 inches of new snow. Man, that is crazy. Good morning. Snowing cold in New York. Man. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad that you like the idea. Yeah. It will be interesting. There's 8 inches of snow in Minnesota. I almost said Minnesota. There you go, Minnesota. Redmond, what's up? All right, cool. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell what I did after the fact the other day, but I did do a little bit in the sky. Like it was more like this color. And then I kind of just lightened up a few things because I was trying to, again, create the same kind of feel that it had in these other places. And I don't know what you guys think, but I actually ended up being, let me go like this. I moved it. But I ended up being happier with the way that the sky tied in with the rest of the painting now. But, I felt like when I was looking at it that there were other things that I thought could be a little bit more dynamic or a little bit improved. And part of it is just getting another layer of paint on in some places. And yet at the same time, I know that I could really mess a painting up. So we have to approach things like this, in my opinion, have to approach it with some courage, but also some care, right? Because if you're too afraid to do anything, like you actually might be able to make it better, but you might be too afraid to try. You know how it is. If you get a painting to a certain place and all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I don't know what to do. And you doubt your ability to analyze, or maybe you just feel really unsure. Like there is a good time to not do anything But I feel like I'm at a place where I know that I can make it better. I also know that I can make it worse. So, but I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to say, you know what, let's just do this. By the way, Raven is here with me. If you guys have a question or anything like that along the way, be sure to type it in the chat and we'll do our best. He'll let me know if there's something to answer or talk about. But I'm going to start in on this, and then after I'm done with that, we'll see. You know, like there's not a guarantee that I'll get done, but I will move forward in some way, and then I'll probably just have to choose a place to stop, and maybe it will be done at that point, but maybe I will need one more session with it. You know, I don't know, but you kind of have to just start in. And like for me, I like a lot of the bold brush strokes and things like that. So I don't want to get in too small and try to make something, you know, change the feel of it much. But there are a few things that I thought, you know, I could maybe bring in a couple areas that might have a little bit smaller brush marks, or, you know, to kind of contrast with some of the other areas. And then I also think that I can add a little bit more nuance to the light and the shadows, and maybe even bring up the light some, because it's such a dark background. It does take a little bit of effort to get it.
Jed.
Yeah.
The camera lens is a tiny bit blurry. Clean the lens maybe. Just like wipe it off with your shirt.
This lens?
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Thank you, Sherry, for pointing that out.
Well, it might not be. I don't really see a blur.
Mine's a tiny bit blurry. I don't know if that's it.
Sometimes what you see is actually not the lens so much being blurry as is that pretty good?
No, it's very zoomed in.
No, I know, but it's just showing the focus.
Oh, okay.
But like that's about as good as it's going to get probably.
Okay.
But what happens is that it's some of it can be the quality of the stream. Like if there's a lag in the stream, it'll look blurry because it's just kind of fixed.
The trees look a little blurry now. They don't, so it should be good.
Okay. Let me know if it needs to be adjusted.
It's good now.
Okay. Okay, so there might be times when I don't talk very much. But really what I'm trying to do is there's this idea that if you have a cool shadow, sometimes between the cool shadow and the warm or the lightest light, you can put a little bit of a warm orange color, something like that, to highlight the difference between the cool and the cool shadow and the warm lit area. By the way, we're going to put the 12 Days of Christmas sale on my site. It's going to be starting on Friday. I know some of you guys had asked about that last time we were doing the live stream.
Diana, it's them be for sale. It's 12 Days Christmas sale on his art site. Am I taller than you, Jed?
You might be.
Someone's asking.
I think you might be.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. No, I don't play basketball.
How tall are you?
6'2.5".
Yeah, you're about an inch taller than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain, but it's coming down pretty good.
Let me check. I'm actually curious. Can a tiny bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What size brush and panel are you working on right now?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't explain any of that. This is 12 by 24. These brushes are number 10s right now that I've got in my hand. And colors: titanium white, cadmium yellow light, cadmium orange, quinacridone red, ultramarine blue, and Mars black.
Maria is wondering, where is your light source coming from exactly? Is that log getting backlighting? Is the light filtering through the rocks onto the beach?
Yeah, it's from back here. It's actually like from that direction. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like coming this way. So it's not quite backlighting. It's more like from the upper left. I think that when I am doing this kind of work, it's probably the hardest for me to talk and paint at the same time, because there's a lot more analyzing of stuff. You know, when I'm doing just a main, you know, like let's just get the gist of the painting, you know, we're just kind of cruising. I'm not as worried about every decision because I know that there's a lot of time to come back and make changes. But this is the change time. Like this is that what I would be, you know, trying to now bring it together a little bit more. So it's just a little bit more of a thoughtful process.
Nudak's wondering, what day of 12 Days of Christmas will this painting be up for grabs? That's a mystery, isn't it, though?
Oh, yeah, that's why you just have to pay attention. But, yeah, we got the question marks on the page already. I don't know if you go and look at that. But, yeah, this I don't know. I can't say. Normally what I do is I have a few smaller paintings that I'm probably going to put up there first. In fact, I might change it up a little because a lot of times I only do one painting a day, but I've got a few small paintings, and I might, I'm not totally sure yet, see if to figure out how many paintings I actually have that I can work with. But I might put 2 of the small paintings up at a time at the beginning, just because they're smaller and I might be able to get those kind of moving. And I kind of want to get them in the sale, on the 12 Days of Christmas sale. So this will be after. It probably won't be like early, after a couple days at least.
page it'll be posted on is Jed Dorsey Art. I think I have a pop-up for it.
Yeah, let me see here real quick.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Thanks. Okay, so I feel like I actually am really happy with this area. What I want to kind of go back and figure out is if I want to do any work back here, which I think I do. I think I want to. I'm looking at the rocks. This is probably the only painting or the only reference photo that I still have on my available. I mean, I could go find all the other ones, but I don't have them. So I'm not going to probably refer back to anything on the other paintings that I work on, but this one, I do have it pulled up still because it was the most recent one. So it's on my computer screen still. So
Someone's wondering what time we'll be doing the reveals for the 12 days of Christmas.
Oh,
Like Central Time? What Central Time maybe?
Like what time do they actually go live?
Yeah, each day.
Oh man, that's a good question.
We should figure that out.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll try to do it at 12 o'clock Pacific time, because that will give us a little bit of time, so it's not like first thing in the morning. The other thing is, if you go to my page and you sign up for the collectors club or whatever I called it, try to come up with something that was kind of cool. I don't know what you just do things, but anyways, there is an email list there that I try to give, like when I post it, I try to let people know. So you get a little notification is what I'm saying. Man, are you drinking tea? Oh, me too. Look, I got my tea right here. Guess what? What?
I got some green tea.
Oh, nice. This is chai tea.
Chai's good.
It's my favorite. I don't really drink tea. In fact, I started drinking tea. It's totally weird because I've always said I don't like tea, but about 2 months ago, 3 months ago or something, I had this idea. I don't know if it was God or what, but it was just kind of like, because I was like, why would I have thought of drinking tea? It just is kind of like, it feels like it came from somebody other than me. But it was like, that the idea was, kind of came to me like, you like chai lattes, Jed. Why don't you try chai tea and put milk and sugar in it? See if you like it. And so anyways, I don't use sugar exactly. I use stevia, but it's still sweetener, or honey. I like honey. Honey's awesome. I got some honey from a friend who does his own stuff. He had like 8 out of 10 of his honeybee families or whatever,
hives.
Colonies. Yeah, hives. They died this summer. And he's over in Eastern Washington, like in Leavenworth area. And he was wondering, I was like, why did this happen? He goes, yeah, I don't know. My friend had like 400 hives and it went down to like 80, like completely decimated. But there were fires over there all summer long. It seemed like at least, man, when was that? I was over there a bunch of times and it was smoky so frequently. And so he was just wondering if it had to do with the smoke in the air that somehow affected all the bees.
Fragile. We had some.
Did you really?
We had like 2 hives die to pests. So like wasps will go through and destroy a hive in a day.
Yeah.
And we also had a few die to when it was really smoky. Like I think a year before COVID, it was like super smoky.
Yeah.
That year.
I remember.
We had a hive die.
Did you really? Then it probably was the smoke. That would probably be the reason for this one. Because it was smoky over there for at least a month.
Oh yeah, I was working up there.
Oh yeah. You said that. I remember.
Yeah.
I know. Well, it's interesting. I mean, bees are amazing. Super amazing. I've never worked with them or anything like that, but just the idea.
I love working with bees. They're really fun.
Really? What's it like? Like, do you ever wear those suits? Have you ever done that?
When we first got them, I did. Me and my dad both did because we were scared of getting stung, but then we realized they're actually really relaxed creatures.
Okay.
So if you're just coming into it like relaxed,
chill,
not energetic,
okay,
you can stick your hand in the hive and they won't sting you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then you're saying basically you just stopped worrying and wearing protective stuff so much.
And we also never had to disturb their hive because we had flow hives, which if anyone's interested in getting bees in the chat, very suggested. They're very expensive, but they make the collecting of the honey incredibly easy.
Oh, really?
Because all you have to do is there's a basically how it works is that like splits all the comb in half and then lets all the honey flow through to the bottom into a jar.
Oh, really?
Super easy.
So it like basically you're saying they get to keep half?
They get to keep some, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant by it splits it in half?
No, it just splits the, what are they called? The cells in half. Because I think there's like 8 cells and all those had one of the switches on them. And then the bees would keep like 2 or 3 of them that we wouldn't touch.
Oh, okay.
But you could take all of them if you want to. We just liked letting our bees keep some of their honey.
Yeah. Probably that's so interesting. Yeah, I saw an artist friend of mine. I always say friend. He probably doesn't even remember me. But, I met him at a conference one time, and he was a neat guy. And I saw his Instagram this sometime, I don't know when it was, maybe last year, maybe over the summer. His son had built out of, you know how you can do the CNC machine kind of thing? Like, what do you call that? Like where you have one. What's that thing called?
What?
The little thing that builds stuff. A 3D printer. Yeah, 3D printer. He'd done a 3D printer. He designed and built I don't know even what you would call it, but it was a way to do a hive inside your house. It was so crazy. He had it where they had a window, and he had a little tube. He had all these these compartments on the inside that were made out of this plastic that he had, like I said, 3D printed and put together in some way. And then it had a tube that went outside. And so the bees could come in and out his window. And but it wouldn't be like an open window. It was just like, you know, kind of like if you had an air conditioner or something, like that kind of tube. And it was crazy, dude. Like it was like, and it was inside of his room on the wall, hanging on the wall. This contraption with all this, with all these bees going in and out the window and everything. It was crazy.
To DeMiller, I don't know if it is true that eating the honeycomb will help with allergies. I used to eat it, and I've never had allergies since I was a kid, but my mom has had some allergies, and she ate it too, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that there is some truth in getting honey from your local area, because if they are collecting, you know, their pollen and everything from local plants, I've heard that that can be helpful in fighting or, you know, not getting allergies or getting over allergies, maybe even.
Oh yeah, Manuka honey is very good for that type of stuff, I believe. It's also just really good for you. Someone was saying that.
That's interesting. I didn't know that you guys, your family is so interesting, bro.
We had everything.
You've done everything. Like for real. Goodness. Oh man. And here I am. I live on a farm, but I've never done anything personally like myself that's like related to that. But there are bees on this farm. They have beehives. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah, there's
them.
a couple over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bees are probably like one of the easiest, if you have the flow hives. If you don't have flow hives, they're relatively hard to take care of. But if you do, they're super easy to take care of. You kind of just leave them, let them do their own thing, make sure there's no pests, and you're good.
How do you make sure there's no pests?
Just check on the hive every day, and if you're noticing like dead bees,
go kill the wasp that's in there.
Find the wasp nest around there. Yeah.
Oh, really? Man, yeah.
They get mites too, and then you spray them with like a treatment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they can kind of have like a pest that gets them. Is that what you're saying? Like mites?
Yeah, it's some sort of mite. I don't know what it's called,
really?
But we had that happen once, and we had a treatment spray. We'd go spray the hive with, like the entrance of the hive with, every day.
Oh, wow.
For a bit.
Man. So if you guys ever need help with pretty much anything, just ask Raven. He'll be able to answer you. This is like art and life.
Yeah.
You know, one of the other people, you know, so I met your dad at my studio way back in the day. But there were always interesting people that would come around. And one of the guys, I just saw him the other day. He's a coffee shop hopper. You know what I mean? Like he goes from one coffee shop to another, because he doesn't like to work at home. So he just is like, I'm going to go to various coffee shops in the area and just rotate, right? Which is awesome. But I would see him like once a week or something in the studio, because it was right above a coffee shop. And so, but he does bees. His thing, I think it's perfectbee.com. Mm-hmm. And he would teach people how to run and keep beehives. That's his whole business, man. It's crazy. I saw him the other day, and he's very smart. I think he was a software engineer for his other life, like before he started doing this.
That's funny, because when we first got our bees, we had a bee coach.
Oh, really?
That sounds funny, but like it was a guy coming out like once every couple weeks, I think it was.
Yeah.
When we were first getting our hives going.
Yeah.
And just check in and just tell us tips and tricks about it. And
well, I'm sure just like anything, like, I mean, it's helpful. It's helpful to, I mean, I have a coach because the same reason, like sometimes you just are getting into something. You're like, you know what? I could use somebody's help with this. It's like the benefit of getting somebody else's input at various times is so, man, like, and I can imagine if I was trying to start a beehive, man, I would be reaching out for help. I'd be asking you questions all the time, but then if you weren't available, I'd be hiring a coach. You could be a bee coach.
I think I'd probably need, like, I don't know, that guy had like been doing it since he was my age, and he was like in his 50s. So.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more experience because he knew about like every issue that's possible.
Oh yeah.
I only know a dozen that have happened to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my mom's, what was it? I think it was a Father's Day gift in like 2017 to my dad.
Oh, really? What, to get bees?
Yeah, the Flow Hive.
Oh, really?
Was the gift. Because they're quite expensive. So my dad wanted to get one, but he like didn't get clearance from my mom because she wanted to get one for him.
Oh, that's so funny. She's like, well, I don't know if we should do this. And then goes out and gets it for him.
Yeah, and the company's Flow Hives, they're based out of New Zealand, I believe. And I think that's why they're so expensive, is because you have to
ship it.
Yeah, they're like $800 a piece, which for a hive is a lot.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow. Now, if anybody if I would be like, I think it'd be so crazy. Like, this has no like real bearing on what I'm doing at all. But like, wouldn't it be crazy if like through this conversation, somebody was inspired and started a beehive because of this?
To that person, I'd say it's worth it.
That'd be so crazy.
The honey, your own honey, you have to raise the hive for a year. So you don't get any honey for like a year and a half. But once you do get honey, you'll have so much honey you don't know what to do with it.
Really?
And it's so delicious.
Oh, really? But you get more than you need, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Generally.
Well, that's I think probably why the guy that I said was my friend, over in Leavenworth, he's always giving me honey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You just have too much. And if you want to keep it like raw, it does expire. So you kind of just have to give it to people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that honey never went bad though. Because they found honey in King Tut's.
It doesn't taste as good.
Oh, really?
It doesn't really expire. Like, it doesn't like go bad. It just, I'd say after like the first month or two, it doesn't have the same like vibrancy.
That's coming from somebody who is used to eating like fresh, brand new honey. For the rest of us, we probably wouldn't.
Yeah, you won't be able to tell the difference.
We've never had fresh honey. Straight out, like dipping your hand, you're just like putting your hand in the thing and like getting some honey, like that's as fresh as it can get.
That's the one thing about flow hives you can't do, but we did have a normal hive for comb because we want honeycomb still.
Oh, okay, I see.
But I guess, no, you could with the flow hive sometimes, because sometimes they build structures that they weren't supposed to build, and you'd have to cut them off. So.
Oh, the bees would build something out of the plan. You're like, hey, we didn't tell you to build that thing.
Yeah.
So all I'm trying to do, just give a little explanation of my thought process right now is I'm just adding, I'm just like this, of course, is a big interesting thing. And then you have some shadows here. And then back here was just kind of nondescript, a lot of it. And it's not super detailed now, but I'm just trying to add a little bit of stuff back here that makes it feel like, oh, even if it's not really defined, we can kind of gather the idea of a tree, or like I have a little bit of light hitting something here that looks kind of like a tree. And, you know, like that's what I'm saying is I don't generally feel like it needs to be super specific, because that's where I think sometimes you lose a bit. But we have this tree that comes up here. And so I'm gonna bring there's a little bit of water on this brush. I'm gonna bring a little bit of detail, for lack of a better word, into some of these trees. Just a few more refined brush marks, or smaller brush marks. The good thing about taking a picture of this before is that I'll be able to look back at this and evaluate it and see if what I did was an improvement or not. And so I encourage you in your process to document, you know, take pictures. It can be quite helpful, even if you don't plan to do anything with the pictures, just having it to look back on.
What direction is that reference photo facing? Do you remember?
I can think about it and I can figure it out. Let me think. It's facing south, mostly.
So you're correct, Nudek.
Yeah, because it's the morning and the sun's coming up to the left.
Marie said, the 3 or 4 tree holes at top left seem like they need a doling down, slight bit of reshaping to take away the samminess to me. Distracts me. Am I nuts? Jed.
I don't know. There's usually I don't pay too much attention to recommendations that people have, because you'll have lots of people have differing opinions, and you just have to do what you think is the best thing for the painting. And like I said, I'm not guaranteeing that I'll be done with this at the time that it's time to, in fact, let me see. I got to do something. Okay, there we go. Yeah, when it's time to say, or to move on to the next one. But I feel like it's moved forward in some ways, but I don't even know exactly the part of the painting that you were referring to. You said the upper left up here. I think you're just talking about like this area. Which, yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what you mean, but there's still work to do in this whole range. But I do have this kind of rebellious part of me that's like, when people tell me to do something, then I don't want to do it. So that's just part of it's a problem I have, honestly. I think it's because I don't know exactly why. I was actually thinking about it yesterday, because when I have opposition in my life, I don't know, I need to work on my thought process and my attitude about it, because I can get too serious about things and kind of worked up. Not saying that that's what you did. I'm just saying that, and if you say like, hey, you should work on this area, then immediately one of my first instincts is like, okay, that's the area that I'm not going to work on. So one thing that I enjoy in a painting like this is because it started with really big brush strokes and kind of loose things. Like, you can leave so much of that, and it's going to impact your painting. But you don't have to leave all of it untouched, or like you can do kind of what I'm doing, where I'm going over the top of some of it. But there's a combination here is what my main point is. And you don't have to hide like all the stuff that was done with a big brush before. I don't know if you guys actually, I didn't share today really the reference photo from the other day, so you might not see.
But if you do want it, just go back to the stream from yesterday, and it is there. So
yeah. Feel like there's something in the shape of this log that is a little bit different than the reference, and I keep kind of trying to Okay. Let's get that. Oh, by the way, guys, on Thursday, Justin Viney's going to be hanging with us, and so that's tomorrow, isn't it? That's tomorrow. And I'm going to get my dad. I think my brother's going to come on next week also, and my dad might next week as well. So that'll be fun. I think what I am wanting to do down here, and the reason I'm working on that log is because I like it when logs and trees sometimes have a bit of a twist in them. And also there was a little bit, it just felt like it was a little bit too much of a point. Like, how do I describe that? Just pointed off the page over here a little bit more than I wanted it to. So I think that's better. I like this better. Okay, so I'm not sure about that. Let me see. Okay. Now I will go up into this corner up here, and I'm going to do a little bit. Man, that's crazy. I need to be done with this so that I can do a little bit on some of the other ones. So I am going to do that. I'm going to stop with this. I'm going to do one more little tiny bit here, and then we'll be done on this for right now. And I'm going to get out another painting to work on it. Okay. Yeah, but I'm quite excited about this painting. Yeah, I'm looking at it with a little bit smaller view, but that's going to be awesome. I'll take one more look at it later, and let's move on to another one. This one's easy. I don't need to do too much to this. Just want to touch up some of these clouds where I got accidentally I pulled off the original paint. Again, I don't have the reference photo in front of me, so I'm not going to be looking at anything when I'm doing this. I'm just squinting, looking at the design, trying to see if there's any corrections or anything that would be a benefit. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And while I'm here, I'm going to do one other thing. I think I probably had a little bit of phthalo green out when I painted this before. Okay. Love it. Next, let's see. Where was the next one? Okay. Shoot. Okay, I'm going to jump into this. This one was a very quick painting. So I need to do a little cleanup on my palette. Okay, so like I said, Justin will be with us tomorrow, and that's going to be talking about this new course that he helped create called The Foundations of Your Art Business. I think it says Your Art Business. Foundations of Art Business. Anyways, that's going to be interesting. He's a very fascinating person to talk to. He's one of the best, smartest minds that I know of who's an artist. Like honestly, the way that he thinks is really cool, because it's like a lot of us as artists we're very creative. And he's that, but he's also like, he was a lawyer. And so he's got this analytical, like logical mind. And that's where he helped me so much early on in my art career. It's like helping me see some things that I was totally not seeing correctly. And like really, really made a difference to me. And so it was super exciting to get him together with a few other great artists and create this Foundations of Business art course. So he's going to talk to us a little bit about that and probably just other fun things. Justin sells, I don't know how many paintings. I think last year, I'm trying to think what he told me. He had a goal at one point early in the year. I remember him telling me, he's like, my goal is to sell. It was a massive number of paintings. It was so crazy. And it was probably like, let me think about this. The dates and the times and stuff are kind of escaping me, but he had sold like 200 paintings by, goodness, I don't even know. He was on track to sell so many paintings. I don't know what he ended up, I can't remember what he ended up at. Don't remember the conversation really, but he's a very, very, very good marketer. He's on TV regularly there where he lives in Indianapolis. That's how we got to know each other, was we were in the same art center. He had a studio and I had a studio there. And so super fun to get to know him. We used to go to paint outs together, do all sorts of trips. And honestly, that was like one of the bummers about moving away, was because we moved back here to Washington after living in Indiana, and there were so many good things about it, but I miss him and I miss the art community there. But it was friends like him where, you'd be like, man, just like working in the studio, and I'd think I should go down and see Justin, or go up and see Justin. His studio was like, about a 30-second walk from mine in the same building. It's pretty rad. Okay, so I'm just trying to like create a little bit of, just make some of these shapes. I'm not trying to refine them so much as just define them. That makes sense. Like, I don't mind the shapes pretty much as they are. I'm actually just trying to create more nuanced shapes out of those. What am I saying? Not nuanced shapes. I'm trying to make it very shapy, like simple, big shapes. Not a lot of subtlety or shadow or things like that, so much as just making it blocky, kind of big. And that's what you can do when you are deciding on your painting, right? Is you can just decide, what do you want the feel of this painting to be? This is very, very different than the last one that I had pulled up. Or the one with the clouds. Clouds was a little bit more like a traditional style in a way. So I'm just thinking about the shapes that could potentially be here on a rock like this. Like they're not looking at anything, just trying to imagine. Putting a little bit more green up here. There's green in the sky, but also, you know, maybe there's some vegetation up here. Another thought I had was to put a little bit of light on the top of this tree right here. Like maybe there's a break. You're the boss of your painting. And if you think that there's a chance for that to happen, then, you know, like if I want this to be lit up on the top of this rock, why can't I make it be lit up on the top of the rock? I don't know if it makes sense, but like I said, I'm not looking at anything. I just kind of realized that the lighting, I might need to change it a little bit because of the way that this shadow is here. This kind of cracked me up as I was thinking about it. Okay, and the last thing I want to do on this before we say bye is I want to just do a little bit in the sky. Let's get this light color, very light yellow put together. This definitely is helpful to get it up to the value that it can be. And if you leave around the edges of some of the trees and things like that, just you can almost shape do a second layer of shaping and have a little bit more variation in the dark. Yeah, I love this kind of painting. This is what makes me enjoy painting so much, is that it can be so different. And you don't have to paint in the same style. Maybe you need to develop something and try to find your voice and try to discover who you are. But you can also, you don't have to live within a box. You can experiment, you can try different things. And that's part of the art experience for me that is very fun. Sounds like we have a visitor. Okay. I'm going to try to do one more coat on that last part of the sky. A little bit more blue. This transition is not very good right now. Kind of wondering, I can't remember. I might have had a little bit of phthalo, some phthalo color last time. So I might need to work on this again. I might need to get out a little phthalo. And that's okay, because the layers add interest. All right, generally I like it. There's some stuff that I need to do on it, but yeah, the reference pick is from a different painting. I was just going around and doing some touch-ups on these various paintings that I have. I had kind of sitting around in the studio, and they probably, like this one, I feel like I want to do a little bit right there. And there's a little black or a little white that's on this black here. There's probably a couple more things, but I like various things that happen here. I kind of like the sunlight hitting that tree up there, those trees, I should say, and I like the color patterns. I'm gonna need to look at it for a while longer, squint my eyes, see the greater design. But okay, just a second. I'm gonna answer a few questions. Okay, the masterclass videos scheduled for January, are those part of your public YouTube videos, or are they part of the AU membership? Will we be opening membership for beginners soon? Yeah, Mary, actually, so that is our enrollment time in January. So make sure you put that down on your calendar. It's going to be, I think, January 19th is the start date of that. So we're going to do 3 sessions. We're going to be open for enrollment at that point. And yeah, that'll be your chance to get inside of our membership, where it's awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I know this was a little crazy today. The small temperature shift makes the clouds so live and expressive. Well, thanks. I am like looking at the little image of the painting right now, and I've got mixed thoughts on it, but the quiet while watching you paint is like notes in a song. Okay, good. Maybe that makes me feel better about not being able to talk while I'm doing it. You know what? I used to paint in a similar style. I love your artwork so much. I think I'll go back to that style. So if you see me posting stuff like this, don't think I'm trying to copy. Don't worry. I do not worry about that at all, honestly. I hope that you have a, like, like so many times I get inspired by seeing something that somebody else does. And it's not like, I mean, that's been like from day one in painting. It's like, I used to grow up looking at my brother's paintings, my dad's paintings, my mom, you know, and I used to think like, oh, maybe I can do that. And so everything is inspiration. What is the reference? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, again, today was like a cleanup old painting session. But anyways, you guys. Oh, it's Ron, your birthday. Happy birthday, Ron. Congratulations. Made it another year. Very good. Yeah, we'll see you guys. It is time to say bye. But I do, for those of you who are sticking here for just a second longer, I'll go like this, and I'm going to just show you a couple things. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. That was the old reference photo. The 12 Days of Christmas is starting this Friday, and you're going to go to jeddorseyart.com, and you can see, if you go there, you'll see like there's the images are there, but the paintings aren't there. But you'll see what I mean if you go there. But that starts Friday. That's going to be a lot of fun, 12 days. Also, if you want to be notified about this live stream when we do it, tomorrow we're going to go live again. Make sure you're on my text list. Text me. Say I want to be on the live stream text list, okay? And that's probably... Oh, yeah, I got this here too. Guys, if you want a full year of amazing painting, I've got 2 miniature challenges. The original one that I did and Paint Across America, it starts January 2nd. So if you want to participate in that, that's also a super awesome thing that's happening. That will begin January 2nd, but there's a sale on right now. So anyways, let's see. Okay, I see somebody say here in the Netherlands, I'm going to bed right now. Oh, good night. Good night. Good night. You guys, remember this. You are loved. You are believed in. I hope that you are incredibly inspired in your creativity. I hope that you know that inside of you is a creative spirit that is so much better than artificial intelligence. And I'm just speaking out right now because I feel like for those of us who are creative, we feel a certain threat sometimes. I know, like, for me, AI is a very interesting tool, and but I can go on there, I can create paintings, like 1,000 paintings in a day, and they look really cool. But here's the deal. Inside of you is something unique that is undiscovered, that nobody else has even seen yet. And what can come out of you as you learn to express yourself, as you grow in your skills, and as you grow in your abilities, it's something super, super special. And I never want you to forget that. All right, you guys, much love. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.